Okay, so today we are going to create this very simple application. So that application contains 9 radio buttons, all radio buttons unified into the group. So if you will click the button below, so it's either check all radio buttons or uncheck all radio buttons. Okay, first of all, how to implement that kind of application. So first of all, we're supposed to build the application like this. So the 9 radio button and 1 button. Okay, I'm going to create a new application. So we will call it radio button group practice 1. Okay, I'm going to use Android 5.1, empty application, finished. Okay, so this is our new application, RB group practice 1. Okay, so let's place our radio button. Okay, a radio button ID. I am going to use the proper radio button ID like RB11. RB11 means that the radio button is located like in the first element of our 3x3 matrix. So this is the ID and the text, radio button text. Okay, so here no text. So this is the radio button 1 located here. So now we can copy this radio button, place it here. See, now this second radio button doesn't have a text, so it's convenient. And we are going to rename this radio button, use the name RB12. Okay, it's not right, delete. Okay, so here this is radio button 13. Radio button to 1. Okay, so and similar we can create all other radio button to 2. Radio button to 3. Radio button 1. Radio button 32. Radio button 33. Okay, now we need 1 button. Okay, so this radio button ID will be button check. Okay, important points, and we need the on-click property. On-click property, click check, and change the text. So you see that here the text will be the check all. Check all. Okay. Check all. So now we need to code the rest of these files, so the rest of these elements. So let's come back to our main activity file. So what we need to create, the first, we should create the group of our radio button. Okay, so in that case type private radio button. Okay, so here we are going to create array, so that's why will be the brackets. Type the radio button name, new radio button, and here will be size 33. Okay, so also in the onCreate property we're supposed to build our radio button one by one. Okay, so what we are doing, so we are going to create our radio button one by one. So radio button, okay, I will use a little bit different notation like R00. Okay, so here will be radio button equal find view by ID R ID dot, and here this is our first radio button. Okay, so similar we can connect all other radio buttons like 0 1, 1 2, 0 2, 1 3, 1 0, 1, and so on. Okay, so one by one we can okay, so here 1 0 1 1 1 2 2 0 2 1 stop 0 to 1 and 1 more radio button 2 2. Here will be 3. Okay, this is our radio button. Okay, after that we will need to fulfill our radio button array. RB 0 0. So in that first place we will connect our radio button R00. Okay, and one by one we can fulfill all of other radio button. Okay, so in the position 0 0 in the radio button array will be the radio button R00, which is our RB11, this radio button. And by doing this, like second one located in the 0 1, R01 is our RB12. RB12 is this radio button. Okay, so now we need to modify this matrix, and here connect the corresponding radio button. Okay, done. So now we do have all radio button. All of our radio button from our application now connected in our own create class. So the next what we need to do is to build a function. Function which will be responsible Okay, so here it should be same with our click check. Okay. Okay, so the next, so here inside, so what's gonna happen? So see, when we click this button, so that all of our radio button should be checked. Okay, so here it should happen in this particular function. So we click this radio button, and the all radio button inside should be checked. Okay, so now all of our radio button located in the array. So now what do I need to do? One by one call all of that radio button. So we will need to create an array. Integer I 0 I less that 3 I plus. Okay, and another loop. So we do have two-dimensional array. So that's okay. So this is our loop. Inside, I'm gonna use my radio button EJ. So what should happen here? I need to check all of that radio button. So that's why dot set checked. So when I click this radio button, what should happen? That all of my radio button should be checked. So that's why here will be true. Okay. So now see what's happened in our application. Okay, this is our Arabic group practice 1 application. So now if I will click this button, all of my radio button checked. So this is not finished. Why? Because like if I want to click it again, all of that radio button should be unchecked. Okay, how to do that? First we will create some flag, boolean check equal false. Okay, so this certain flag will be responsible for our radio button. So if it's false, means that all of our radio button unchecked. If it's true, radio button checked. Okay, so in that case, inside of our nested loop, we can control it. For example, if our check, let's call it check flag, so if our check flag checked, okay, so if our checked flag checked, so it means that inside I'm going to see what's happened. So if a if check flag checked, so it means that we already check all of that radio button. So that's why, so the already button set check should be false. It means that we are going to uncheck all of our radio button. So if check flag is false, so it means that we are going to check all of our radio button. So that's why here should be true. So same here, I will need to modify my check flag. So if it was true, so it should become false. And same here, if our check flag false, so it means that I am here, set all of my radio button as checked, so and my flag should become true. So that kind of combination will makes my program ready for the next step. Okay, now see what's gonna happen. Okay, now I click this ready button. It's fine. Okay, so here some mistake, so we cannot place our check radio button inside of the loop. Okay, so you should do it outside. So here, if check flag, so here will be a radio button. So check flag false, else check flag true. Okay, so here inside, if the check flag true, I am going to set all of radio button to false. Else, if the check flag false, I am going to set all of our radio button to true. So once that this loop finished, so if my check flag true, I am changing the check flag to false. So the opposite here. So now run. Okay, so now check all radio button, all of them became checked, unchecked. So the all radio button changed to unchecked. Okay, so there is the one more what we need to set up here is to change the appearance of this radio button. So for that I will create item button. Okay, button check. Okay, so here I'm building button find ID dot button check. Okay, so again this name and that name should be different. So now the button check is the name of this button. Okay, why do we need it? See that when I check all radio buttons, so I want to change the name of this radio button to something different. Okay. Set. Dot set text. Okay. So if I already click this button, so it should change the name to like uncheck. And here should be back to the check all, like this. Okay, so now when we will first time click this radio button, our flag will become true. Should be different. Here, check. Okay, so when the check flag is false, our first position, so we are coming here, change our flag to true, and the text of this radio button will be changed to uncheck all. So next time when we will click this radio button, we will come here, so that our flag will become false, and inside we can see the check all. So now see what's happened. Check all. Here it's changed to uncheck. Click again, became check. Okay, that's all.